Throughout history, several people have attained remarkable riches, accumulating fortunes so vast that they are challenging to comprehend even by contemporary standards. Everyone universally acknowledges Mansa Musa, the 14th century ruler of the Mali Empire, as the richest individual in history. Although his riches were derived from Africa's plentiful natural resources, especially gold, contemporary billionaires such as Elon Musk have attained remarkable fortunes via creativity and technical advancements. Analyzing these numbers offers insights on the measurement and perception of wealth throughout many epochs. Number 4. Mansa Musa, the Golden Emperor. How did Mansa Musa manage to keep such a large share of the world's gold output under control? Mansa Musa ruled the Mali Empire, one of the richest and most powerful nations in the world, from 1312 until 1337 CE. Situated in West Africa, the Mali Empire had abundant natural resources, its most precious product being gold. A large portion of modern-day Mali, Senegal, Guinea, Niger, and Mauritania were all part of Mansa Musa's kingdom, which spanned much of West Africa at its height. The Mali Empire rose to prominence as the world's top producer of gold under his rule. Rich resources were just one factor in this richness. Other factors were effective governance and strong trading networks that linked West Africa to North Africa and the Mediterranean region. Mali probably produced more gold than any other location under Musa's rule, meeting a large portion of the demand for the precious metal across the known world, according to historian Richard Smith. The journey to Mecca in 1324 was one of the most well-known displays of Mansa Musa's riches. In addition to being a spiritual quest, doing the Hajj served as a public demonstration of his empire's wealth. In addition to hundreds of camels transporting enormous quantities of wealth, his caravan is said to have had tens of thousands of slaves, warriors, and attendants. In the places he visited, including Cairo and Medina, Mansa Musa lavished gold on the impoverished and local leaders, demonstrating his renowned generosity. These areas apparently experienced severe economic swings, including inflation, as a result of this unheard-of spending binge. Despite extensive documentation, it remains challenging to precisely quantify Mansa Musa's wealth. His wealth was characterized by modern Arab sources in ways that were impossible to compute. These records, according to historian Hadrian Collet, may not have been intended to provide precise numbers, but rather to highlight the fact that Mansa Musa's wealth was more than anything that could have been contemplated at the time. According to current estimations, his fortune may be worth hundreds of billions of dollars now. But any comparison must take into consideration how different the economies of the 14th century and the present are. Number 3. John D. Rockefeller, America's oil tycoon. More recently, the richest American in history was John D. Rockefeller, the man who founded Standard Oil. Born in 1839, Rockefeller transformed the petroleum sector by establishing a monopoly that dominated almost all late 19th century oil distribution and refining in the U.S. Standard Oil's supremacy by the early 1900s was unmatched, and by the time of his death in 1937, Rockefeller's wealth had grown to an estimated $1.4 billion. After accounting for inflation, this would be more than $400 billion today. Rockefeller's enormous riches came from both his aggressive and sometimes contentious commercial strategies and his economic ability. Standard Oil eliminated competition by purchasing smaller businesses, gaining advantageous transportation rates, and undercutting rivals. These actions ultimately sparked the historic antitrust litigation that led to Standard Oil's dissolution in 1911. However, the remnants of his business, including ExxonMobil and Chevron, prospered in spite of this, solidifying Rockefeller's legacy. Beyond his commercial empire, Rockefeller's charitable contributions are equally well known. He founded organizations like the University of Chicago and the Rockefeller Foundation and gave a significant amount of his income to educational, public health, and scientific research causes. His charitable methods established a standard for contemporary billionaires, many of whom have since emulated his generosity. Number 2. Elon Musk, the modern magnate. What impact has Elon Musk's plan for space exploration via SpaceX had on interest in space travel throughout the world? Now, in the 21st century, Elon Musk is the richest person in contemporary history. Because of his investments in innovative businesses like Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, and XAI, Musk's net worth has risen to an astounding $400 billion as of January 2025. The primary source of his riches is the skyrocketing market value of Tesla, which has surpassed $1.36 trillion in market capitalization to rank among the most valuable firms globally. Musk's wealth reflects a shift in the production and accumulation of money in the modern world. Musk's fortune is linked to speculative investment, invention, and technology, in contrast to previous individuals whose wealth was derived from monopolistic control of industry or natural resources. Musk's image as a visionary entrepreneur has drawn investors and increased his personal riches thanks to SpaceX's space exploration accomplishments and Tesla's supremacy in the electric car industry. Alongside his corporate endeavors, Musk has been instrumental in influencing public opinion on technology and its capacity to solve global issues. Throughout the globe, millions of people have been captivated by his lofty ideas for space colonization and his attempts to cut carbon emissions via renewable energy alternatives. His increasing fortune has, meanwhile, also spurred discussions over taxes, income inequality, and the moral obligations of billionaires in the contemporary day. Number 1. Comparing historical and modern wealth. Although Elon Musk, John D. Rockefeller, and Mansa Musa come from quite different economic backgrounds and time periods, contrasting their riches provides important insights on how economic power and influence have changed over time. Economic context. Mansa. Musa's wealth inextricably linked the natural riches of his realm and the medieval world's trading networks. Since gold was a worldwide symbol of riches, Musa had tremendous influence due to his control over its creation. Conversely, Rockefeller amassed his fortune during the Industrial Revolution, a period of rapid economic growth and scientific advancement. His dominance over the oil sector made him a key player in the development of contemporary industrial civilization. The digital era, which is marked by global marketplaces, technological upheaval, and speculative investment in rapidly expanding sectors, is the foundation of Musk's fortune. In contrast. Quantification challenges. One of the most significant obstacles to comparing wealth in the past and now is the absence of a uniform valuation methodology. Although Musk's wealth can be precisely measured in today's financial terms, Mansa Musa's wealth is more difficult to gauge since there are no comprehensive records, and the economic systems of his day were quite different. Even with extensive documentation, we still need to adjust Rockefeller's fortune for inflation and shifts in the global economy. Impact on society. Each of these individuals had a profound effect on their communities. The Mali Empire flourished intellectually and culturally as a result of the massive architectural projects, including mosques and educational facilities, that were made possible by Mansa Musa's riches. Rockefeller's charitable endeavors revolutionized public health and education both domestically and internationally. Musk's technical advancements are tackling global issues like space exploration and climate change, while also changing whole businesses. Like, share, and subscribe for more.